The sun-dappled forest floor is alive with dancing light and shade. A carpet of fallen leaves crunches underfoot, and the air is sweet with the scent of pine and damp earth. Overhead, ancient trees stand like wrinkled giants, their branches intertwined in a green cathedral ceiling. Here in the heart of the woods, something strange is happening. A hidden world of connections unseen above ground is quietly organizing itself, reaching out and touching, sharing and caring for one another. This is the story of the secret language of trees and the hidden connections that make the forest into one giant superorganism. Welcome to Life Noggin. You might not think much happens beneath the forest floor, but it's actually a bustling metropolis of fungi and roots. And when we look deep into this underground realm, we find that trees are far from solitary creatures. Instead, they come together in an intricate network of communication and cooperation known as the Wood Wide Web. This vast underground information superhighway is made possible by a type of fungus that grows in a symbiotic relationship with tree roots. These helpful fungi wrap themselves around tree roots and form structures called arbuscular media. These structures allow the fungi to trade chemical signals with their host trees, creating what's known as a mycorrhizal network. But why would trees want to hook up with fungus? It turns out this partnership is a win-win situation. Fungi are great at breaking down rock and extracting important minerals like phosphorus and nitrogen. They pass these hard-to-get nutrients along to trees in exchange for sugary treats made during photosynthesis. Trees can't access many nutrients without the help of these fungi, so the partnership is vital. Plus, this underground network created by the connected roots and fungi extends far beyond the reach of a single tree's root system, allowing them to tap into resources much farther away. Mycorrhizal networks have been found connecting trees across hundreds of acres, creating a vast underground web of communication. This underground internet allows trees to send messages to each other in the form of chemical signals. When a tree is attacked by insects, it releases special chemicals into the air and into the ground. These chemicals travel along the Wood Wide Web and warn nearby trees to ramp up their own defenses. And trees can even pass along chemical messages about drought conditions and other environmental stresses, allowing their neighbors to prepare. In some cases, trees can even identify specific types of threats. For example, in a forest of both black cherry and white pine trees, researchers were able to identify specific chemical signals that only the pines released when they were attacked by the eastern pine beetle. Black cherry trees that received these signals increased production of defensive chemicals, while trees that didn't receive the message saw a much higher rate of attack. The black cherry trees that were warned also grew more quickly and had fewer leaves eaten by insects the following year, showing that the chemical signals are an effective way to prepare for future threats. Trees can also use the Wood Wide Web to coordinate their growth and ensure the whole forest thrives. When a young tree first sprouts in the forest, it needs plenty of phosphorus to grow, but this vital nutrient is in short supply in mature forests, where lots of trees are competing for limited resources. Luckily, older trees store phosphorus in their tissues and can release it into the soil. If they receive a message that there's a young tree nearby, they can send some of their precious phosphorus reserves to the newcomer via underground roots, mycorrhizal networks. In this way, adult trees invest in the next generation, ensuring the forest will continue to thrive. And that's not all. Some trees are even able to send resources to their future replacements. In the forests of Northern Europe, silver maples and Norway maples often grow alongside one another. While the two species can crossbreed, Norway maple seedlings are less shade-tolerant than silver maples, meaning they need more sunlight to survive. When silver maples sense that their neighbors are Norway maples, they'll direct more energy towards growing tall and becoming the dominant tree in the canopy, ensuring the smaller Norway maples below them get enough sunlight to survive. In this way, the forest can maintain a balance of both species. In some cases, trees are even able to recognize their relatives and give them priority on the Wood Wide Web. In a study published in the journal New Phytologist, scientists grew a network of quaking aspen clones in a greenhouse. The trees were grown in such a way that their roots intertwined and formed a natural mycorrhizal network. After analyzing the structure of the network, scientists found that trees were more likely to form connections with their own clones, rather than with unrelated trees. This suggests that trees have a sort of recognition system and may be able to recognize their own species, allowing them to prioritize certain messages over others. All of this communication and cooperation means that the forest functions as one giant superorganism, like bees in a hive, ants in a colony, or termites in a mound. Trees work together to gather resources, defend against predators, and raise their offspring. In this case, a new baby tree. Individual trees may be mighty, but together they're truly magnificent. And just as an aside here, it seems that individual organisms working together to form a larger superorganism isn't unique to the natural world. In fact, humans do this too. We build cities, societies, and even our own artificial intelligence networks. All examples of superorganisms created by the cooperation of many individuals. It turns out that whether we're talking about forests or human innovation, we can accomplish amazing things when we work together. Back in the forest, however, the benefits of joining the Wood Wide Web are hard to pass up. Not only does being connected allow trees to share resources and coordinate their growth, but it also allows them to care for their sick and injured members. Mycorrhizal networks can transport important resources to trees that are sick or injured, helping them recover. What's more, if a tree dies and is broken down by decomposers, its mycorrhizal network doesn't immediately break down, meaning that the dead tree can continue to share valuable resources with its neighbors. Even death isn't enough to sever the ties that bind these trees together. Some scientists even believe that the vast underground network of mycorrhizae may hold the key to the incredible longevity of some forest ecosystems. According to this theory, the shared resource pool and cooperative behavior of the Wood Wide Web may buffer forests against disturbances and allow them to bounce back after fires or other disasters. In other words, the interconnectedness of the forest could be the reason it thrives for so long. So the next time you wander through a forest, take a moment to appreciate the hidden world beneath your feet. In the silent language of trees, you may hear tales of cooperation, resilience, and love, whispered from one ancient tree to the next. Take a moment to listen to the trees, and they may just teach you something about life, growth, and connection. If you enjoyed learning more about the fascinating ways that trees communicate and cooperate, don't forget to stay tuned for more nature videos and leave us a like. And if you'd like to learn more about the world's forests, check out the link in the description for more information about protecting old-growth forests. All the references used are added in the description below, so be sure to check those out if you want to learn more about the science behind this video. As always, this has been Life. Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.